Constructing your life is about much more than just building a bank account. Each week, join real estate entrepreneur and mindset coach Austin Linney as he interviews guests who are constructing their dream lives and impacting the world around them on a daily basis. If you're an entrepreneur or wanting to start a business, or you just want to hear motivating stories of how others have overcome the odds, you are in the right place. And now for your host, Austin Linney.
Guys, welcome back to Construct Your Life. Wednesday Rant here, Austin Linney. Today we're going to talk about victim mentality, complaining, excuses, stuff like that. You know, for a long time in my life, I was a victim of every external circumstance. Everything that happened to me was somebody else's fault, somebody else's problem. And when you're that way, you can't get out of your own way because the attitude you're projecting is so negative. And it's not until you remove yourself from the victim mentality that you allow yourself to be open up to the universe and what it has to offer. And what I mean by that is a book that changed my life was Extreme Ownership by Jocko Willink. And it's really simple breaking down. It doesn't matter what happens. It doesn't matter how effed up somebody did it in your company or did it to you. It's about asking yourself what part you played in it, right? And when you do that, it shifts the whole narrative and it allows you to step outside of yourself and stop complaining. Stop living in this victim bunker mentality and just never owning your own shit. And that's the problem, is that nobody owns their own shit. It's always the market's fault. It's always my boss's fault. It's always my spouse's fault. It's always this. You know, through a divorce, through alcoholism, through drug addiction, it was always somebody else's problem. It was never, Austin was never the problem. How could Austin be the problem? He's so great. Yeah, right. That's a bunch of horseshit, isn't it? I mean, come on. Like, I was a drug addict because I choose to be a drug addict. It doesn't mean that that was good, bad, or indifferent. I blame myself for my parents' divorce because it was everybody else's problem. You know, it was never like I never did anything. I was a great son. Yeah, bullshit. Oh, Austin marriage fell apart. Like he had nothing to do with it. It was all his ex-wife's fault. Yeah. Do you believe that? Because I don't. You know, and through that process, through pain and dealing with that and so on, you learn that you have to look at yourself in the mirror and you have to take ownership for what you did. And when you take ownership of what you did or whatever role you played in it, and you look at yourself in the mirror and you get real with yourself, it doesn't allow it to control you anymore. Because you brought it into the light. Because you've shown it that it does not own your ass anymore. And because of that, it relinquishes the power off of you. Because I'm letting you know, when you are in the victim mentality, it is a bunker down, get out of my, just don't even try. Everything's a problem. Everything's a problem. Everything's a complaint. Everything's an excuse. Excuses, excuses, excuses. Excuses are like asses and elbows. Everybody has them. I don't give a shit. I don't want your fucking excuses. Everybody comes to me with excuses after this, and it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. What ownership are you taking on what happened, the breakdown, the relationship, the problem, the shitty job you're in, the way you feel about yourself? Extreme ownership. Own it. Stare at yourself in the mirror and ask yourself, what role did you play in this? And by doing that, you've taken back your power, and you understand that through the pain, through the growth, that you're going to be a better person for it. And I truly believe that. It's as simple as that. And it wasn't until I got real with myself and realized that I was a fucking alcoholic. You know, you justify, no, it's not that bad. I just work in the restaurant business. This is what everybody does. No, I was a functioning alcoholic. There's no other way about it. I got everything I needed to get done. It never affected my work, but it doesn't mean I was happy. And it doesn't mean I was healthy. So from the outside looking in, people might say, oh, that person's got a great life. And they have no idea the turmoil that's running inside of them. Because what it is, when you're in that victim mentality, it's the promises that you break to yourself that destroy you. Because you can keep promises to other people all day long, and from the outside looking in, it can be great. But they don't know the pain. They don't know the horror at night when you're lost in your thoughts. And what you're doing is you're drinking, you're smoking, you're watching Netflix, whatever you're doing to protect your mind from having to think about that stuff. Let that sink in. Seriously, because that's what's happening. And a lot of people have decided that, work is their vice, work is the vice that drive, because if I work too much, then I won't have to think about this shitty relationship. I won't have to think about I'm not happy with my living situation. I won't have to think about I'm in a, I'm unhappy with myself, because it's so much easier to distract it. That's what we do in this world. It's just distraction after distraction. I'm 100% guilty of it as well too. We distract ourselves with social media. We distract ourselves with anything and everything we can, because we will not sit still and we will not look ourselves in the mirror. I dare you to go stand in the mirror and look at yourself and tell yourself you're enough. Seriously. And tell me if that doesn't bring up some emotion. This is a really simple game, guys. Do you love yourself? Simple. Super, super simple. Because when you love yourself, then you can love other people. I mean, it's that simple, but we do it the other way around. We love everybody else. We give everything to our boss. We give everything to our spouse. We give everything to our friends. We give everything to everybody. Soccer coach, all this stuff. Instead of setting boundaries within ourselves and giving ourselves the freedom to love ourselves. And that could be a workout, that could be a 10-minute walk, that could be a 10-minute meditation. Whatever that is for you, do it. And every day that you don't do it, you're telling yourself that you're not good enough. You're telling yourself that you're not important. You're telling yourself that you don't matter. And that's a effing crime. It is. It's a crime against yourself. And it's ridiculous, because this world only asks one thing of you: show up as the best version of yourself. And by doing that, it radiates in every walk of your life. Everyone. So when you're walking around in the victim mentality with your head down, complaining and getting excuse after excuse after excuse, no fucking wonder that nobody can help you, because you're locked in this cycle of negativity. Who wants to be around that? But when you flip it around and you take ownership and you own it and you move past it, the universe has a whole smorgasbord of amazing people to put in your life, amazing jobs, amazing, significant other, amazing happiness. But it cannot get into your walls when you are living in that cesspool of negativity, complaining, and excuses. I refuse to be around it. I cannot stand it. I will leave. I will get off the phone. I won't have a conversation. I cannot be around it. I just can't. Can't do it. It makes my skin crawl, because it's just not okay. It's a beautiful world out there. You just have to open your eyes to see it. You have to stop complaining and take full ownership of who you are and how you got here, and understand that this is a journey and it's a process, right? And in the process, you get a little bit better every day. And every day you get better, You just keep on being that best version of yourself, and then everything else will take care of itself. I promise. I hope y'all enjoyed this. Y'all have a great day. Share it with your friends. Thank y'all so much for listening. It means everything to me. Thank y'all very much.
Thank you for listening to Construct Your Life with Austin Linney. If you enjoyed this episode, be sure to rate, review, subscribe, and pay it forward by sharing with a friend. Most importantly, take this opportunity to start constructing your life by taking immediate action on what you learned. For show notes, resources, and more information on one-on-one coaching with Austin, visit constructyourlifepodcast.com.